what if I told you that one of the most widely accepted ideas in human society, that giving birth is a beautiful, natural, and good thing, is fundamentally wrong? That bringing a child into this world, despite all the joy they might experience, is the single greatest ethical mistake you can make? Sounds extreme? Today, we're diving into a deep, controversial, and challenging philosophy that exists on the fringes of public thought: antinatalism. The idea that all procreation should cease and that humanity should peacefully go extinct. Get ready to have your core beliefs questioned. Simply put, antinatalism is the philosophical position that views coming into existence, that is, being born, as a net harm. Therefore, they argue, it is morally wrong to procreate. It's crucial to understand that antinatalists are not necessarily against people who are already alive. They are against the act of creating new sufferers. The most prominent contemporary proponent of this view is South African philosopher David Benatar, whose book Better Never to Have Been: The Harm of Coming into Existence laid out the central arguments. But why would anyone hold such a bleak view? It boils down to one fundamental truth about existence: suffering. Antinatalists argue that to be alive is to be a being destined for inevitable suffering. No matter how privileged you are, you will experience pain, disappointment, disease, loss, aging, and eventually, death. These harms are inherent to the human condition. If a person is never born, they experience zero of these harms. Since there is a zero-risk way to prevent all future suffering by simply not creating a new person, they argue that this is the most ethical path. This is Benatar's core argument, known as the asymmetry argument. It states that there is a critical moral difference between good things, pleasure, and bad things, pain. 1. The presence of pain is bad. The person who is born suffers. 2. The absence of pain is good. The non-existent person doesn't suffer, which is a good state. 3. The presence of pleasure is good. The person who is born experiences joy. 4. The absence of pleasure is not bad. The non-existent person is not deprived because there is no one to be deprived of joy. The conclusion? Bringing a person into existence only creates the possibility of great good, pleasure, but also the certainty of harm, pain. The benefits of life only matter to those who exist, while the harm is prevented entirely by non-existence. Therefore, the decision is ethically weighted toward not creating life. We require consent for nearly every major decision: medical procedures, marriage, work contracts. Yet, for the most consequential decision of all, coming into existence and enduring suffering, no consent can be given. Antinatalists view birth as an imposition of a massive risk, suffering, upon a non-consenting individual. We cannot ask the child if they want the gamble of life, so the moral default position should be to err on the side of caution and not take the gamble at all. Of course, antinatalism is highly criticized. Here are the main counter-arguments. 1. The value of pleasure. Critics argue that antinatalists downplay the intensity and meaning of life's joys: love, friendship, art, and personal achievement. The good things in life, many argue, outweigh the bad, or at least make the suffering worthwhile. 2. The optimist's view. Many believe that humanity has a moral obligation to try and improve life for others. The answer to suffering is not non-existence, but better existence. 3. The burden of proof. Is suffering really the dominant state? For many, the ratio of pleasure to pain is positive. Critics argue the burden of proof is on antinatalists to show that life is definitely a net negative. 4. The biological drive. At the end of the day, procreation is a powerful, ingrained biological drive that many believe transcends strict philosophical moralizing. Whether you agree with it or not, antinatalism forces us to ask tough questions about our most sacred traditions. It challenges the common belief that we create life solely for the benefit of the child. Does our desire to have children come from a place of fulfilling our own needs, to avoid loneliness, to pass on genes, or to conform to societal expectations? The philosophy holds a dark mirror up to our reproductive choices. It reminds us that existence is not a given, it is a gamble, and that gamble always comes with a guarantee of pain and loss. What are your thoughts on antinatalism? Is it a humane idea rooted in compassion for future generations, or is it a cynical and destructive worldview? Let me know in the comments below. Let's start a respectful discussion. If this video challenged your beliefs, please give it a like, subscribe for more philosophical deep dives, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss the next one. Thanks for watching.